Rob Maglione shared a post. Comments: 1. Version EDV. David Kortrake. 1. Like 2. Reply 3. 3D. 2. Steve Whetstone. I believe these are not created by people as intentional representation artwork. Instead, they appear to be functional forms for paired instabilities in plasma or in rock. As others here have noticed, these shapes appear in plasma formation. But, I believe these shapes will also appear in structured electricity formations of many types, such as if you were charging the rock with electrons using a frequency-modulated electron density device. This would likely be a natural result. Sort of like how you might get a repeated pattern of scorch marks from short-circuited wall outlets. I expect this was an electron power and frequency outlet for the rock. I think it's like the ancients used rocks as electrical capacitors or something similar, and this pattern is a side effect or part of their using the rock for storage of #structured electricity. 2. 1. Like 2. Reply 3. 3D. 1. Steve Whetstone. Yep. Looking at the picture again, this definitely appears to be located next to holes in the rock which were filled with water to create a primitive Marx generator. Marx generators create artificial source of lightning, usually for industrial process. Here's a video by a modern scientist who publicly shows how to make one of these Marx generators with just water and a few simple objects. For some reason, the ancients were injecting electrons and resonance frequency into the rock. This URL, youtube.com. Lightning generator made of water, DIY Marx. Lightning generator made of water, DIY Marx 2. 1. Like 2. Reply 3. Remove preview 4. 3D 5. Edited 2. Steve Whetstone. This picture shows what is very likely an electricity power and communications outlet. The wavy line is likely an electric double-layer insulator. The dots are terminals like on a circuit board. The dots, electric terminals, curve the double layer either clockwise or counterclockwise as per the Lorentz force law's rules. Electrons going into the rock cause counterclockwise rotation and protons going into the rock cause clockwise rotation. Or it could be electrons going into the rock circled in white versus electrons going out of the rock circled in green. The terminal on the outside with an open circle is optional and works much like the ground outlet on power cords we use today. Some power cords today have a ground and some do not, so some of these patterns will have the ground terminal circled in red and some will not. The dot in the center I circled with purple is most likely for carrying a very, very broad range of frequency like a coaxial cable, only better. It's entirely possible that they would inject frequency in electrons or protons into the rock and get some different frequency in electrons or protons out of the rock. Think the rock as sort of like a large capacitor, transformer or similar electric device. IMO 2AFAIK. 1. 1. Like 2. Reply 3. 3D 4. Edited 3. Steve Whetstone. Some sort of cable is attached to the rock, probably with water or a conducting paste or a partial vacuum suction. The cable might look like one of these below in modern times, but actually the design in the rock would work too. Seems like the cables vary a lot and leave different marks on rocks based on exactly what kind of structured electrons and protons they are transporting. 1. 1. Like 2. Reply 3. 3D 4. Edited 4. Steve Whetstone. Here is more images of coaxial cable cross sections to consider. This one has 4 cables. I haven't found the exact N-terminal with clover insulator layer specifically in our modern cable collection, but it might be there on page 237 of the catalog. If someone looks that closely at cable cross sections, they come in a very, very large variety based on different factors. 1. 1. Like 2. Reply 3. 3D. 5. Steve Whetstone. This is the closest cable profile that best matches the original pattern on the rock, except for wavy line and missing ground and center terminal. 1. Like 2. Reply 3. 3D. Write a reply. Glenn Swartz shared a link. Comments. 1. Harry Byrne.